Welcome back to Full On Football with, of course, our guests tonight, Donald Campbell and Kenrick from Adelaide Blue Eagles. Gentlemen, now it's a Premier League, always a very interesting league, this one. Very, very physical, very, very tough, and everyone's fighting for promotion here.
Well, this is what the whole season's about, isn't it? For that particular division, everybody wants to play at the top. And when you look at the league table at the moment, the team that went down, Cumberland are there, White City are there. The only team that are not there, which we might have expected to be up there, is the Croydon Kings. They've got off to a bad start, but they've got a lot of youngsters there. They've got a lot of good quality there. I'm led to believe the coach is very, very popular. But the team at the moment is definitely Cumberland. I've seen them on at least 2 or 3 occasions. They're playing great football. Neil Young's obviously a good coach, and he knows how to sell himself to the fans. He also knows how to sell himself to the committee. He's a good guy. He's very much a professional, and I would say Cumberland at this point in time, they're looking good.
Now, I did hear you interviewing him on your radio show on Talking Football last week. Very, very interesting chap to talk to. But these McDonald brothers, aren't they blitzing the field?
Well, they're really burning. Both of them are scoring goals on a regular basis. One of them scored 2 goals last week. I get mixed up between, because the two of them sort of rotate almost who's the front man. And I think that's what catches the opposition out. Cumberland are a form team. As I say, the coach coming from England, played 500 games for Bournemouth in England. Fair enough, it's a lower league, but it is a full-time professional league. The bloke's quality. He's got a lot of quality youngsters there. As I say, he's bringing on guys that we have probably never seen before, but the two McDonalds definitely striking gold up the front, and I would have to say you can't do that without a good backline and a goalkeeper, the boy called Collar. I think he's mid-30s, but he's a very good quality goalkeeper, and I think if it's stable at the back, good centre back, they'll get every opportunity to go on and get promotion, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, fantastic. They have been running well. Let's have a look, while we're talking about that, let's have a look at the results first, and we'll have a little bit of a discussion about this. Results for round 6 for the Premier League, and we see that Adelaide Olympic with the lone goal defeated Panthers, so I don't know how unlucky Panthers were or what happened there, but Kamara scoring the goal there for Olympic. As Donald mentioned, Croydon going down to Cobras 3-0. Adelaide Cobras, again, Oliver Tatani, Paul Tsakalis and Ikalaro scoring there for Cobras. So Tatani and Tsakalis have been doing very well over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Salisbury in all sorts of trouble at the moment. Salisbury 1, Adelaide Comets 4. Shane Pearce, the lone goal scorer for Salisbury. And for Comets, we had Christopoulos, Mitchell and Ribeiro. Sassy 1, Cumberland 2. A big, big match, this one, because Sassy very, very strong towards the end of every match. They've got the fitness. Peroni scoring the goal there, but Cumberland did the job. And as you said, Donald, McDonald scoring both goals there.
You mustn't forget, Natalie, Cumberland had 2 players sent off in that game. So they finished with 9 players.
Did they really?
They finished with 9 players.
I didn't know that.
You know now.
Oh my goodness! Well, that win's even more sweeter for them. And then of course White City, again as we mentioned, are doing very, very well. White City 3, Pirates 0. Radache and Manolev and Buko scoring for White City. I want to have a look at and discuss Salisbury at the moment. All sorts of trouble. Can't buy a win at the moment, and I wonder what's happening there. Why is it that they're just not being able to get anything out of the club?
They certainly fell in the hole since they got promoted last year. They came terrifically good towards the end of the season. They won 4 or 5 crucial games, and a lot of people thought they're really on a high. I was at the presentations, as a matter of fact, and had about 400 people there, and they're all pretty optimistic about this season. But when this season's come, I mean, take away Shane Pearce, I don't know who's actually scored for them, because he's the only one that seems to be getting the goals. Because to lose 4-1 to the Comets, I seen the Comets 2 or 3 weeks ago against the Cobras, and whereas the Cobras did beat them 3-0, so the Comets must have improved quite greatly to win that game last week. But Salisbury, yeah, I think Neville Flounders will be a bit concerned. There's been rumours that Neville might walk. I don't think so. He's not that type of character, just because he had a few losses. But yeah, a bit concerned for the people at Salisbury.
Yeah, I am so too, because it is that community there, very, very strong, and they have been a strong club, and it's very unfortunate they're not able to do the job in the Premier League. But then again, as we discussed, when you do go up a league, you've got to bring in key players to be able to work around.
I think that's the key word, Natalie. When you can't rely on the players that got you up, you need to sort of have about 5 or 6 or 7 players to supplement what you've got, and You can't have third division players moving into the second division and winning games. It doesn't happen.
No.
You need quality players. Where you get them, if you get a guy in his early 30s, 32, 34, who's a bit of a midfield genius, dare I say the word, set up a few goals. As I said, Shane Pearce continues to score goals in a team that's getting thumped well and truly in the last few weeks, and I think he needs a bit of support up there, because sooner or later Shane's going to say, I've had enough.
Yeah, well, you don't blame him. I mean, they've only scored 5 goals, and the majority of those, if not all of them, been by Shane, and 26 against. So you've got to be looking at something there and trying to do things. But, you know, we wish them all the best, and, you know, all the best to the lads that play there. Dean, would you be able to read out the table after round 6 for the Premier League, and let's see where everyone's headed at the moment?
Cumberland on top with 16 points. White City second. To be honest, I thought Cumberland were a bit further in front, but White City must have had a game in hand. They're on 14. Then a bit of a gap to Olympic on 11. Cobra's on 10. I thought Cobra's might do a bit better. We played them pre-season in a friendly. I mean, we beat them, but they're a good side.
They recruited in about 10 players, so they're very, you know, they mean business.
Mind you, they've got a game in hand anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Cobras. They'll be up there in the running, I think. Sassy on 7 points, along with Pirates and Comets. And like Donald says, surprised to see Croydon down there with 5 points. But I think they'll be all right eventually. A couple of good wins under the belt, they'll be all right. And my old club Panthers seem to be struggling big time.
There's rumours, Dean, that you're going back there.
I would do, but I live in Para Hills. It's a bit of a...
Mind you, I tell you, I was out at the Cup game when they played Pirates, and they didn't play badly. They played quite a good brand of football. So, and from what I've been told, they have been unlucky in some matches. So
I watched them 3 weeks ago against Cumberland, and they didn't play too bad, but Cumberland they murdered them. The game was over after 20 minutes, and they just shot away. But if you look from Cumberland all the way down to Croydon, any of them teams in between on the day, they can beat. And I mean, Croydon could beat Cumberland on the day. Whereas you look at Panthers and you look at Salisbury, and I just can't see them winning too many games, to be honest.
A team you can't forget, of course, Natalie, is White City.
Yeah,
they're on a roll.
That,
you know, and Pirates, I've seen them a couple of times early in the season, and they're a good quality side, well coached. But White City Woodville, they've got one of the best coaches in the country, not only in South Australia, and Adrian Santrak. Adrian's been down in the lower league this season, but I'm expecting them to make a real fight of it. And I would imagine, you're looking at the players that have scored goals, Manilov, Bucco and Raducci, they're all good quality players, they're good goal scorers, and I'm expecting them to do very well the next part of the season.
Well, I've got to agree with you. I've been to watch their games too. And then Cumberland and White City are the front runners at the moment. And you know, I mean, you could probably be Olympic inconsistent, have some great games, and then you know, are beaten on the day by someone else. So very, very interesting league, and very, very interesting what's going to happen in round 7. Let's have a look at that fixtures for round 7 for the Premier League, the Divine Homes Premier League, which we must have to mention. Adelaide Cobras taking on Adelaide Olympic at Wiggle Oval.
Oh, that might be in Foxtel, that one.
Oh, that one.
There's no love lost.
The
Greek derby. It certainly will. I must say that I did see Cobras a few weeks ago. I also seen them in the cup game against Adelaide City. They were 2-0 down, and they got back to 2-2, and Adelaide City popped one in just before half-time, made it 3-2. And Cobras were well in the game until guess who came on? Damien Morey set up a goal and scored 2. End of the story. But Cobras are a good side. I seen Olympic against Cumberland a couple of weeks ago. I was not impressed at all. I'm going to take Cobras to win that one convincingly.
And Dean, Cumberland taking on Salisbury. The way Cumberland's been going, the way Salisbury's been going, I mean, you just would have to go for Cumberland.
You'd got to say, you'd be silly not to say Cumberland, but you never know. Salisbury might surprise us, but